Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today, we are going to be covering the season finale of Chainsaw Man. Before we get started, my adult beverage of choice is going to be another Spotted Cow. I feel like I just need to pick one beer for the season and call it a day, because it's kind of what it seemed like.
That's not a bad idea. Just have one and just run it the entire 12 weeks.
Hopefully it's good. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, otherwise I would drag it down. But I am back at work, so I'm drinking some water.
All right. Can you give us a synopsis for this, Lance?
Yeah, in this episode, we get the conclusion to the raid that Division 4 is doing on the tower that Katana Man and Sawatari are in. And yeah, we get to see the conclusion of all this fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that, again, deep, a real quick boil down to what the episode was. Another good episode, probably not my favorite. Left a lot open for season 2.
Definitely.
The next part. We'll just call it the next part. Not 100% sure. Gotta have a continuation. It was good. This, just to kind of, before we get started, not as good as Bleach, but definitely worthy of the hype. What do you think?
Oh, definitely, for sure. This was still an amazing anime to watch all season long. I really wasn't let down at any point in this entire season. But like you said, if you were to compare this to Bleach, maybe Bleach is a notch or two higher, but that doesn't diminish anything about this anime. It was still a fantastic anime.
Yep. Definitely had very Chainsaw-esque moments. I thought the animation style, especially in the Katana Man fight with Chainsaw Man, was great. It didn't seem over CGI or anything. It kind of seemed like a good mix between hand-drawn and computer animated fight. Right. So that was really good.
Yeah, nothing felt weird or awkward at any point during that. So I was good with all that.
Yep. And yeah, so it's great season. Happy we watched it. Definitely lived up to the hype. Can't wait for season 2. It's not going to get here fast enough, just like Bleach. Whenever season 2 or whatever the next part is going to be. But let's kind of really get into the episode. Anywhere specific you want to start?
Sure. Let's just start in the very beginning when Ghost hands over that cigarette that says "Easy Revenge."
Yeah.
What did you exactly take from that? Because the cigarette shows up twice.
Yeah. So Ghost gives the cigarette to Aki. And then he has it at the end and he smokes it. So I think it was, I bet you, oh man, it starts with an H. I'm drawing a blank on how to actually say her name. Jimena. Yeah. I think she knew she was going to die soon.
Yeah.
And her sacrificing herself was an easy revenge on whoever killed her.
Yeah. I can see that.
What about you?
Just what I took from it right away was easy revenge, mainly being like a reminder that Aki was once told how Ghost responds to things, and Ghost responds to fear. And at the end, when he was giving up, because he was being a little overwhelmed, but then you got to see like he was no longer fearful in that battle, and maybe Ghost wasn't gonna attack anymore, so he was no longer afraid. And because of that, he used that to his advantage, and he finished off Ghost and ultimately caught what's her name, Sawatari.
Yep.
So that's what I kind of took from Easy Revenge. Like, because Sawatari was trying to steal Ghost and use it for herself, and I don't know. That's kind of what I got.
Yeah. It was weird. I wonder if, yeah, I can see that.
Otherwise, I have no more ideas.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out after Aki finishes his cigarette. Maybe he'll have a flashback in we'll have some sort of explanation, or we'll just never know. And we kind of just have to take a guess, kind of like what we just did.
Right. I was also
Would you?
surprised. Oh, sorry. I was also surprised that he even smoked it to begin with. Like I thought that was going to be like some kind of keepsake. Like you'll just
Yep.
look at it every once in a while, just have fond memories of Himeno, and but no, he lit it
So
right up.
I took that as the first cigarette he was ever offered by Jimeno.
Oh, yeah, that
And
could be it too.
so maybe it's gonna be his last, just like what he said, where it's, my first one and my last one. Maybe this is, instead of being
Uh,
his first one, maybe it's gonna be his last one.
okay, I like
Maybe.
that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a nice tribute to her, because
Mhm.
you could tell they had something. I don't know if Aki had any sort of romantic feelings towards Himeno, but it could still be a mentorship kind of memento towards her.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
And then Swahari, just what happened to her at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
I did not see that coming.
not at all. Yeah, so her head gets chopped off or chomped off, sorry.
Yep.
Uh Now it happened pretty quick. Was it her own snake? Because they did make
Yes.
mention that like her contract ended up killing her because she got caught or something.
Yeah. So they called it a suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was suicide in the contract that probably stipulated, if she ever gets caught, murk her, call it a day.
Right. Yeah. So I thought that was
Now,
pretty interesting.
it might have been something, a part of the contract that the gun devil required. And, she didn't really want it to be that way. But I mean, if we see more people dying in that manner, then might be something we can assume.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'd be totally on board with seeing more contracts not being fulfilled and then people start dropping left and right because Denji and crew are just taking over.
Yep. And then, I mean, it also shows the even more messed up side of making a contract with the devil, where it's like, depending on the devil you're working with, they essentially make you kill yourself if you get caught being an evil person.
To their standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was super awesome. And then, I mean, the bread and butter of this episode was the fight between, as they say in the episode title, Katana Man and Chainsaw Man. Super confused on what we should actually call him, but I'm gonna stick with Katana Man because it's a lot easier to say.
Easier and it's more fun. Like we said a couple episodes ago, I like that one more anyway.
Yep. That whole fight scene was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see basically Denji getting his ass kicked, and then finally taking some pointers of what he's learned, being able to fight back against Katana Man at the very end. So I thought that was really good.
That was super cool. I mean, like when both his arms got chopped off and all he had was his head chainsaw, I'm like, oh crap, how are they gonna make some stupid crap come out of this and make this a win out of his head? Because that's not as fun.
Yeah.
But it was really cool how Denji made Katana Man focus on his head because it was the only visible chainsaw, and then out of nowhere pull a chainsaw off his leg and then slice him in half.
Yeah. Yeah, because he knew he was going to go for his head. So just Denji learning, I think that's really good because it's development for him. It's not just this, bam, I'm super awesome. I mean, he kind of is, but just not randomly super, even more awesome fighting against somebody that we know he can't actually beat, or we've seen not actually be able to beat. So it was good.
Yeah,
Good to
their
see
skill
that.
level is completely different. Like that, like supersonic move that Katana Man's doing. Like, how is
Yep.
he able to do this? And are we going to see Denji be able to mimic this in some way in his future trainings or something? Or is he going to have his own unique style of, I don't know,
I think it's
something
going to be that
crazy?
one. I do think teacher is going to train them more. I mean, once a week, maybe, maybe Makima will have some sort of more training that they can get. That'd be really interesting.
I'm hoping so because we still need to learn a little bit more about Makima. what's going through her head and what she's capable of.
Yep. Before we go to her, because I want to talk about her as well. Very chainsaw-esque, where at the end, after they capture Katana Man, Denji's like, hey, let's have a game with Aki. And then, of course, you get to watch it. I thought it was very entertaining.
Bit. Oh, yeah, that was funny. I totally thought it wasn't going to happen because I thought Aki was going to be like the more moral person and be like, nah, we can't do that. And he's like, nah, screw it. It's time to have a little bit of fun. So I thought that was pretty funny. And yeah, just like that's 100% chainsaw-esque.
Yes, I'm loving how even though it's only been 12 episodes, we can get these references and be like, yep, that falls very much in line with how Chainsaw Man is. I think it's really awesome that we can get these aspects to the show.
Yep, 100% agree.
And then really the last thing I want to talk about is the ending with Makima. She gives essentially a report about what happened. And of course, they do typical cliffhanger stuff where they're like, the gun fragments are facing, blacks out, goes to closing credits.
Doesn't even give us a little bit of a hint of anything. It's just, all we know is that we have more, and it's enough to give us a nice big clue, something to look forward to.
Yep. So I think they have like 6.5 or 6.2 kilograms. Good amount of weight.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the total number, but they definitely did make a comment on that they have enough weight.
Yep. So it'd be really interesting. Probably season 2 is going to be more of this. I don't want to say more of the same, but similar things where it's going to be finding another person working with the gun devil and various aspects going along with it. No complaints. Just because, I mean, we got a lot of character development in season 1. Can't wait for more for season 2. Oh, then, so I did see that the ending, if you notice anything, the ending was done, like sang by the person that sings Jujutsu. The closing credits for Jujutsu. So I think that's why it's very, I think it played a homage to Jujutsu Kaisen. Like it's very, the 3 power, Denji and Aki, very similar to oh man, I'm drawing a blank on the three characters for Jujutsu. Terrible anime fan, I guess. But yeah, the 3 main characters, the 2, yeah.
Fujiguro is the only one coming to my mind right now. Totally blanking over the main.
So yeah, I'm drawing a blank on what her name is, but it's neither here nor there. Not really a big deal. And yeah, I guess there's one more thing I want to say. The ending, the very ending where Denji's having this dream, trying to go into this door. I really want to know what happens when he goes into the door.
Yeah, that's 100% foreshadowed. Pochita knows something a little bit more that might be mentally blocked out of Denji's head.
Yeah, maybe why they're going after Denji, Chainsaw Man's heart. Could be more power. Could be a lot of things. It'd be interesting if we're getting like Pochita is kind of holding back Chainsaw Man, and if he opens the door, Chainsaw Man's going to take over. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because I know the internet kind of spoiled a little bit about like what the true Chainsaw Man truly looks like, and if that figure was right, like he's all black and chainsaws everywhere, he looks totally awesome. And if that's the true Chainsaw Man, I would love to see that animated.
Can't say I've seen that one. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, hopefully I didn't spoil that with you.
Well, I'll probably forget by the time we see it again. Be like, oh yeah, that's right. So not too concerned. You got anything else, Lance?
Nope, that'll conclude that for me.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. thank you everybody for watching, this entire season with us. Hope you enjoyed Chainsaw Man as well. Make sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and drop a comment. Have a good one.
Later, guys.